Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everybody. Tuesday, 24th of August, 2021. We are here back. Good to have you all, Wanderley and I. And I wish you enjoy our show today. We keep going talking about chapter 8, item 20 and 21. With this, we will finish chapter 8 of the book, Gospel According to Spiritism. And I hope you have a good day. Let's give a few minutes here. I can see a lot of people are joining us. Thank you all. Thank you guys from Ireland, our SSI workers. Thank you, our friends from UK, from Portugal, from Sweden, from Brazil, and from America. So a lot of people here today with us. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, Leah, good to have you here, my dear. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning for the guys in Australia. So, how are you, Wanderley?
All good, Stevan. How about you?
Good, good. Finally, we have a sun here in Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah, finally.
After a week of raining, we have some sunny spells here. Good, very good. So, Souza, good to have you, Saul, from Connecticut. So, good in the USA. Wonderful. So, while people finish joining us, let me go. Wanderley, just take opportunity. Your internet's okay now. I know they are fixing problems there. Would you mind to do an initial prayer for us?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Try to remember the good things that we have in this life. Try to be thankful for everything, for the good and for the bad. Try to be thankful for all that brothers perhaps we have some difficulty, because they are good tools in our lives in order to us to improve. They make us see things that perhaps we have some difficulty to see and to accept. Let's be thankful for the good friends, for the families also. And let's ask for the good spirits, for those who do not have friends, who do not have family close by, or perhaps are in the hostels or in difficult situations. We ask for them, dear Lord, for the good spirits to help their situations and to bring peace in their hearts, in their difficult situations. May God bless all of us here. Thank God, and so be it.
Amen. Good. So, keep going here. Chapter 8, blessed are the pure in the heart. And we have studied this chapter for about 4 weeks or so. And today's sub-item is 2021, which is blessed are those whose eyes are closed. Okay, so this is a communication by the priest of ours called Vianney in Paris, and in 1863. So this is important for us to understand. Uh, as we already know, Jesus' teachings, most of his teachings was through parables, and we needed to understand Kardec here. He did a brilliant job in order to give us some insight. What means blessed who are those with closed eyes? So it means I have to close my eyes and do nothing. I have to close my eyes and pretend everything's okay. So what's the story behind this? And the author of the text here, the Spirit, which is Vianney, the priest of ours, he said, we need to understand why we have, and he used here a episode in a little girl was she was blind, and everybody, oh, poor child, poor child. Of course, if we see children or anyone who is blind or any other problems, the first thing we say to us is, "Oh, poor person," you know. And sometimes for those more uh, without patience, those who are more excited, they become angry, especially with God. Like, why God allowed this poor child born, I don't know, disabled, born with blindness? So why this child born with this? Or during the life, for some reason, through the disease or an accident, they cause other problems. And why, Dean? Why? And we always like to blame someone, and it's easy to blame or point the fingers towards God because so far he didn't appear in front of us, materialize in front of us and say, hey, I didn't do this, it's not my fault. What we needed to understand is, and also before I say this, also those who are spiritists, they love to say, "Oh, I did, I'm recovering things from the past. I am, I am being punished by things I did in the past. I was a wrong person." And they, oh, I need to live with that. I need, this is my pain. This is my yoke. I need to carry on. I understand this is the yoke, but the point is, it's not a punishment either. We do have wrongdoings from the past. Yes, perfect. Okay. Otherwise, if we didn't have wrongdoings from the past, we should not be here. But also we needed to understand how it happens, this process of reincarnation. At the moment you die, okay, you your perception, your uh, uh, viewpoint, they will change. Will change because the incarnation here allow us just to see what's happened in this life. Some problems is happening to us. We don't know what's why, why we are passing through this or that difficulties, why we have this or that challenge. We don't know. We just need to, even though you do the exercise to find out if you harm someone, if you did bad things to someone, you try to fix, you are a very good person. Everyone will pass through difficulties. Example of like this, read the biography of the Brazilian medium Chico Xavier. He was pure charity, helping a lot of people, a lot of families, psychographing books, dedicating his entire life to spirits, to the others. But he had problems. He had struggle moments. Okay? So, what I want to say here is at the moment you die and we have this conscious, our conscious pointing finger at us because we don't have this blockage, we sometimes are allowed to see what happened, what were our choices, what we have requested for, the reasons something happened to us, so we understand, so we can have a more a broad view. Okay, and a certain point, depend of course the level of degree we are, we request to our mentors for the superior spirits to born again, to reincarnate again, but passing through some difficulties in order to fix some lessons learned, sometimes to give some value for other things. And this could be, I want to be rich, I want to be poor, I want to be born blind, or I want to be blind with age of whatever. I want to have health problems. So you most of the time decide what is good for you. Okay, and the spirits, he measure if you are able, if you have capacity to go through that trial, because I would, the spirit say, most of the times we choose very hard, very difficult challenge for us, and the good spirit say, hey, I know, but let's calm down, wait a moment, let's go step by step. What don't you think is good? First start with these, see how it goes, and then perhaps the next incarnation you work on these. So they propose this, and we sometimes decide, no, I want to pull back, that's it, let's do it. And even though with this little thing, little piece, the good spirits allow us to come to bring on this incarnation with us on this incarnation, sometimes you say, oh, this is too heavy, it's more than I am a very good person, I don't deserve to do this, and all these words. You guys, I'm pretty sure you know more than me how how it goes. And before we start to talk about what the miracles are here, let's say, Wanderley, do you have anything to add?
No, It's just like we have to understand that that's why Jesus said, "Blessed are those who suffer," because everyone who is suffering, they're fixing something.
Yeah.
Because there is no way that you're gonna be passing a difficult situation and not be recovering something. So all the experiences, the bad experience that each one of us we have, is given or it's chosen by us before, as you said, but it's always to fix something or to learn something. There is no punishment given by God or by any spirit. But at the time that you have a difficult, you have to be sure you are cleaning your house, you are cleaning your past. That's why so many times Chico Xavier used to say, those who are in a difficult situation now, instead of be complaining, they should be praying in the evening. Of course, no one wants to suffer, but what he was trying to say, if you are suffering right now, it means you are red, because some spirits, they do not, like we see some politicians, we see people causing a lot of harm to the others, and we don't see them suffering. So why are they not suffering? Emmanuel explains to us that sometimes some spirits, they go through several incarnations with not a lot of harm, because that spirit, they're not ready yet to expiate. They're gonna suffer, of course, but once they start to open up their conscience, things are gonna come much faster. Why? Like Stevan said, oh, I know what I did now. I wanna fix everything in one incarnation. The spirit, okay, let's do it. They know you're gonna fail, but let's do it. So they understand that when that spirit is suffering a lot, he chose a lot. You know? So that's what we have to understand, that God is never going to punish anyone. And if you are going through something difficult now, remember that phrase, whoever kills by the sword shall receive, how is the translation? Whoever that kills by the sword shall perish by the sword. So if any time you use force against someone, you're going to receive force at some stage. If any stage, you maybe, like it says in the chapter, in the end here, taking comment 21, if maybe you were someone who were in charge of making someone blind, you're going to probably experience blindness. Like the spirit of, in the memories of the suicide, Camilo Castelo Branco. Once he was blind, because we are talking about blindness here, in the spiritual world, like Stevan said, he starts to open up his conscience, he starts to feel less pity about himself, he starts to understand the process of reincarnation. After more than 50 years in the spiritual world, his mentor said, Camilo, do you want to see why you got blind when you were around 50 or 40, I don't remember? Then he saw in his previous life what he did. He used to want a woman who was married, and in order to get that woman for her, he made her husband blind. He put metal, hot metal in his eyes. So then that guy was blind, and he took his wife away. Once he saw that scene, he understood, wow, I got blind because I did something. And then he saw again in the book that he asked before reincarnate to experience blindness. Not to be blind in his case, because he wanted to experience fame, power. He wants to experience to have so many beautiful women and have society praising him. Because he was a very famous writer in Portugal. So with so many books written, once he's 40 years old, more or less, he gets blind. So for him, that was a humiliation. He felt his ego destroyed. He said, how come myself, an important man, a man of letters, a man who wrote so many books, now why do I get blind? Then he go in the other extreme. He killed himself. We're not going to be talking about suicide, but we are just explaining his story. So you see, guys, his suffering was connected with something that he did before. Then in the spiritual world, he understood, he saw why. Then he said, okay, God is not unjust. I asked for it. God was good because God gave me another reincarnation in order to fix my issues. So there is a mechanism of God which does not work against us, but work in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
But Camilo took more than 70 years in the spiritual world to understand this. Emmanuel explains to us that so many spirits, they take hundreds of years, 300-400 years of years, to understand that what they were suffering was just a consequence of their actions. So it takes another 200 years for that spirit to fix his issue. While some spirits, they understand really quick once they go back to the spiritual world. Okay, I see now I am suffering. Okay, I want to fix really fast. And that spirit goes fast. Their spirit progress. But some spirits like Camilo and like many others, we are very rebellious. That's why understanding reincarnation, understanding Spirit's book, and the Gospel according to Spiritism may not make our pain go away, our suffer to go away, but at least we have some explanation why things work in this way. That's why Kardec always said it's a rational faith, because once we understand the rationality of it, it's easier for us to accept. It's not only God's will. You understand the process. That's why we spirits, we should study more about the 5 books of Kardec, the 5 principal books. That's it, Stevan.
Thank you. Yeah, very wise words. Like Rihanna, hey, hello guys from South Africa. Rihanna saying, if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword.
That's it, yeah.
It is. But you may ask right now, oh, but I saw reading or watching the Jesus movies, I see he did some miracles, he cured the lame one, he cured the blind one, so he did many miracles. Also, I want you to say, last week we have a discussion in the Spiritual Light show about what is miracle, what is cure, and I strongly invite you to go there and watch it. But we can say that our life when you are incarnated, we can say, or for a short while I will be blind, and through your actions. Thank you, so. God is just and merciful. Yes, because of, I don't know, you are doing your job very good in terms of incarnation. You are practicing charity. You look after the other. You spreading the spiritism teachings. You are a very good person. You don't harm the others. You don't let the pride and the selfishness trigger your bad person, let's say, the bad version of you, you know. And it was in your reincarnatory plan, oh, Stevan will be blind at the age of whatever, and because of this past, God's merciful allow Stevan, just instead of become blind of the both eyes, just blind of one eye. I know stories. I don't know if you remember, Wanderley, but Divaldo told the story of a guy who used to he lost the his one of his
Chico
fingers.
said,
Chico said,
yeah, about the finger
yeah,
that he used to be a slave master before.
yes, he used to in the reincarnatory plan he used to lose the entire arm, everything. But because that person was a very good one doing it, he just lost a finger. So this is the God's merciful. That's why we do not have destiny as well. We have some objectives, some traces. You say, hey, okay, I will work it. And that is a wonderful prayer Vianney gave to us, and I want to read for you. And he said, in your afflictions, always lift up your eyes to heaven and say with heartfelt sincerity, Heavenly Father, cure me, but cause my sick soul to cure itself before you cure my body. Let my flesh be chastised if this be necessary, so that my soul may rise up to you with the same witnesses it possessed when you created. So, in other words, is of course I want a cure, of course, but if this is see again will cause me more harm, do not let me see again. Most of the times when Jesus operates a miracle, he used to say, "Oh, your faith cure you. Please go and don't sin anymore." The sin anymore is do not make the same mistake. Do not repeat with the same mistake. It's better be blind than repeat the mistake. It's better to not have a arm or a leg, the entire arm, instead of repeating the same mistake. And there is a passage here. I'll put it here. So we needed to pick up our pieces. I think that's the word, and accept the problems we have. I'm not saying accept to say, hey, okay. No, you accept and let's fight, and not act like Rihanna said it here. We are not victims. No, we are not. We are the main character in this story here. It's everything starts with us, and we needed to watch ourselves. And this is what the text says here. Blessed are the blind who wish to live with God. More fortunate than you who are here at this moment, they feel happiness. So, because blind is just your physical body, it's for a short period of time. I know it's easy for me to say this because I can see. I doubt someone who's blind and are hearing us today come here to see how difficult it is. I completely agree. I completely agree. But whether you have chose this trial or it was imposed to you, or you just think this is going to be good for you, we need to live with that. What I want to say here, the problems you are facing, it's because you have capacity to overcome these problems. Forget if you have decided or asked for it. Forget it. If you're having a problem right now, doesn't matter problem you're passing by. Doesn't matter. Physical problem, spiritual problem, financial problem, relationship problem, doesn't matter. You have in yourself all the tools to overcome it. You have in yourself the power to switch characters here. Stop being, like Rihanna said, a victim, and play the good guy or the good girl in this soap opera here. Who knows if that joy would not be the cause of a great loss? Perhaps if you see, perhaps if you marry with that person, or perhaps if you won the lottery, perhaps if you, I don't know, do not get sick, this causes you more harm. It's difficult to understand. It's easy because, oh, Stevan, this is easy. I know. And when we pass into a problem, this is the least thing we try to remember. And this is the least thing we want to hear from someone. But at the moment you accept that challenge, okay, I have this. I need to live with that. So let's make this easy for me. Instead of put you in a self-pity position, and this follows a depression and perhaps getting worse. Let me see what's all put in here. We have to accept our trials with hope, courage, and resignation and faith. Yes, we have. So you're completely right here. But I think the main point is we need to stop to blame, to point fingers. We needed to stop to be a victim. Brianna was very good here. We act as a victim. Any comments from Wanderley?
No, I think I agree with you, but with Saul, I agree even much more. But the thing is, if you say that to someone who is suffering, or someone who is an atheist, for example, or have a different belief than us, it's quite difficult for them to grasp and to understand, as Stevan said. That's why I'm going to be bringing again the importance of studying the work of Kardec. Because once we study more, we start to see that everything, as we said, happens for a reason. That there is nothing which comes to us which is supposed not to come to us. There is no accident in the universe. So, as we have a saying in Portuguese, if something is toppled on your lap, take it, it's yours. So if something came to you, do not try to bring it to someone else. It's yours. Deal with that. It doesn't mean that you have to be suffering or you have to be murmuring, like Saul said, not Gianna said, I think, we are not victims. So don't play the victim, but also don't run away from the difficult. Try to work with this. That's why once we think about the parable of the talent, we have the master who gave 5, 3, and 1 talent, to each one according to their capacities. So if something is given to me, let's say if it's just given to me, I don't know, a simple work. But for Stevan, he's going to be the CEO of Amazon. First, of course, he worked for it. But maybe that was given to me, that was necessary for my experience in order to learn how to be humble. Because maybe if I have a higher position job, knowing my previous incarnations, I know that I would fail again. So what do I say to myself? I don't want to be CEO anymore. Now I want to be the simple guy who does the most simple job. Why? Because if I go there, I'm going to fail. So many of us, we live this in our daily life. We see that with the alcoholics. They say, only for today I will not drink. So they only think for today because they know, because they are very weak regarding to alcohol. They know if they drink one drink, they might fail and get drunk and go back to drinking more. So once we think as ourselves, because we judge the alcoholics, we judge the drug users, we judge those ones who have problems. But once we start to see ourselves like a person who perhaps has some kind of addiction and we don't even know that we have, or even if we don't have addiction, but we have downsides that we have to lapidate in our personality. Once you understand that each one of us, we have something to improve, we're going to look to the person who has a problem with alcohol, pornography, or drugs, or whatever, or gambling, with more empathy. Because we're going to say, he has this problem now, but maybe I had this problem in my previous incarnation. Or we're going to say, he has this problem. For me, it's easy to deal with that. But I have a problem which for him it's easy to deal with. So we are not victims, we are not pointing fingers, and we are watching and praying. That's why Jesus said that. When Jesus said that, watch your thoughts, of course, but watch where you are weak. Watch the places where you may fail. That's why you have to understand ourselves. Because otherwise we think, oh, I'm too good, I'm not going to fail. Then you are failing and you are failing again. That's why some spirits, they say, please, I want to go back to my reincarnation, but do not allow me to stay close to that thing at all. Not now. Maybe for 5 reincarnations. Because let me get stronger, then later on, I want to deal with that. Kardec asks in the Spiritist book, why people who want to go through violence and wants to improve this side on them are asking to be born in places where violence is common among their family. And the spirits, they say, the spirit asks for it because he wants to challenge himself. Because he, in the spiritual world, he said, I'm not going to fail in violence anymore, for example. But how am I going to be able to test if I'm good enough with violence? I have to be born with violent people around me. Why? I wanna I want to surpass this issue. I want to go through on this problem myself. I'm gonna have to ask difficult. Like Stevan always says here, if you want patience, you don't wanna. If you don't wanna be in an island only swimming in a beautiful sea. What do you want? You wanna be born in São Paulo, in New York, in difficult places in order to practice patience. Because we only improve our downside facing it, accepting we are not victims, and I have to win. I have to go through. But the spirits, they are clever. They say, Wanderley, I know you want to win on this side, but let's go easy. Not now. It's like a doctor. He see a patient, and the patient wants to go in the next day to wants to go home. Sorry, guys. And the doctor said, not today. You still need to stay here for 1 week. Calm down. Stay here for 1 week. Take your antibiotics. Take your medicines. Then you go. But we want to rush. That's when we fail. Because if you listen to the doctors or to the spirits, more than likely we're gonna win. That's why we have in our surroundings sometimes good friends. We have Spiritism, which gives to us good advice in order to conquer ourselves. But most of the time we don't want to hear anyone. We just want to do whatever we want. That's when we fail, guys. Go ahead, Stevan.
And this make to remember here. Well, before that, Rihanna say, we need to say thank you that we are trusted with a trial so we can change and correct ourselves. Perfect, Rihanna. Addiction has deep roots. I work with alcoholics, and their trials are not easy. No. One day at a
time.
Yeah. But there is in the Navy word, there is a say which is true. You cannot make no, it's not calm seas never made a good sailor.
Very true.
And when we are under this, I think to close this conversation here, there is no other quote than the Serenity Prayer, which says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. So this is very powerful, guys, because we are asking serenity to accept things we cannot change, even though I want to see, but in your reincarnatory plan, you will die blind. You will born blind and you will die blind. You cannot change it. And you need to have serenity in order to go through this difficult moment. And at the same time, you must have courage, because someone who don't see, for some reason they have the merit to see again, what chance that person gonna have? New world, new responsibilities, more difficulties. And wisdom to differentiate what I can change, what I cannot change. Rob saying here, free will is powerful. We can only guide and encourage others. We can't do it for them. No, we can't. But you can support them, Robbie. I know it's easy to say, oh, calm down, stay cool, everything is going to be okay. You are not passing through that problem. It's easy to say for someone else. You know, it's like when you are a spiritist and someone of your family die, and another spiritist go to the funeral. That's the worst example. Oh, Stevan, let's say Wanderley come to visit me and someone from my family die. Oh, Stevan, you know, they didn't die. Oh, Stevan, don't worry. They're still alive. I know I'm a spiritist, but at the moment I have that loss. And what's the best support we can give? Don't say anything. Just give me a hug and say, I'm here whenever you need me. Perhaps another
Stevan,
chance we can talk about it.
sorry, but what you said is it's so true because even Jesus, once he saw Martha and Mary crying for Lazarus, instead of going to them and saying, "Hey, come on, Lazarus is alive. There is no death. I know he's not dead." What does it say in the gospel? Jesus came to them, very close, start to cry, and say, "Where is Lazarus?" And John, the apostle, says that he felt the pain of them. So instead of going there and teaching something to them, he just felt their pain. So it's beautiful what you said because remember this passage.
I didn't make the correlation. Yeah, was unexpected. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make the correlation. But it is, guys. It's true. You know, if something, oh, you know, they still live. No worries. Come on. I know. But at the moment, let me film with my loss here.
Yeah.
You know. And this is the support we can give. This is the support you can provide to anyone. As Robbie said, I cannot get the fish for you, but I can give you all the tools necessary. And I can teach you how to fish, but you need to catch your own fish. Rob is saying here, pray for our brothers and sisters in Afghanistan. Yes, Robbie, Afghanistan, in Africa, for everywhere, in Haiti as well. Pray for all of them. We know they need to pass through that. Yes, because this is what happened. But we don't need to say, oh, you didn't. No, let's support them. And the best support we can do now is pray. Pray for the new government. Do not be difficult as it was in the past. Pray for the people have calm. Pray for the global leaders to decide for the best strategy. So this we can pray. We will sort out the problem? No. But we will at least send good vibrations. You know, at the moment, I do believe the energy surround that area is not great. But we can say, we can send some prayer, some love in that ocean of desperation. Okay, Wanderley, is a short chapter. I don't want to keep it going and enter in
Yeah,
chapter 9 because we will have like just 5-10 minutes here. It's not enough to talk about the first items of the chapter 9. You can leave chapter 9 for next Tuesday. And as Wanderley said here, check our video for the reading of the Spirit's book until question number 4. It's a wonderful job done by Wanderley and the team who is looking after this. Please go to YouTube and watch it. Put your comments, your support is much needed in order to deliver the best thing to you guys.
subscribe to the channel.
Also subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. We will have our study group on Wednesday, so anybody is more than welcome to join. Let me put it here. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Just send an email to spiritismireland@gmail.com. And Nate or Tanya will send you the link to join the Zoom room. Okay, so thank you for your inputs, my dear. Awesome to be here with you. Thank you. We are honored by your presence. You know, the other friends here, Robbie, Rihanna, Leah, Yuso, Dawn. So it's wonderful to have you guys here. And that's it for today. Let me do my final prayer. And I want to invite everyone to once again raise up your thoughts, but instead to ask for ourselves, let's put us aside and let's pray for the entire humankind, in special our friends in Afghanistan, in Haiti, those who are with hunger. We are in 2021 and still have people dying of starvation. Let's pray for our planet Earth, asking for the superior spirits to send to each place, each village, each town, each hospital, each corner, hope, love, and faith. May this prayer support them and give them knowledge enough to grow as a person, as a spirit, and evolve. May this prayer reach everyone who are thinking about suicide, who are lost, who are feeling alone. So be it. Amen. Okie dokie. So next week we start from chapter 9, beginning of chapter 9. Thank you very, very much. Don, my friend, good to have you here. And I wish you all a wonderful night. And I'll see you on Thursday. Or no, and tomorrow with the Spiritual Light show. Let me put something here, because this is good. This is good. Tomorrow topic is life in the other worlds, and we will have a physics person who studied the stars talking about it. So don't miss it. A proper person who knows the stars, who studied these, is a professor, with all the degrees, who will join us. Okay? So Saturday we will have the talk about the animals. Also, we will have in the next Saturday talk about Leon Denis, and we will start in September the suicide prevention month. So, which is important. We will have here Dr. Sergio Thyssen talking about suicide prevention.
On the 7th?
No, Sergio, I don't have the date yet.
Okay.
We will have it in September.
Okay.
We will have in September him. We're still negotiating what's the best date for him. Also, Flavio Zanetti probably going to be here with us, and other people supporting us in order to deliver their message and at least reduce the number of suicides in this moment, in this difficult moment. Okay? Happy end of the day, or happy beginning of the day. And I'll see you tomorrow and Thursday. Thank you. Wanderley, thank you, my friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye-bye.